My name is Rufus Edmisten. I'm the former Deputy Chief Counsel of the Senate Watergate Committee. I came back from Watergate and became Attorney General of North Carolina from 74 to 84, and like most Attorneys General, AG doesn't mean Attorney General, it means aspiring governor. So I ran for governor in 1984. The gods didn't smile upon me, so I waited 4 years and I ran for Secretary of State. And I served from 1988 for 8 years, and then I retired for private life, and I'm now an attorney who's very involved in civic duties with my super kids, with the Capitol Foundation. And I like to talk about the Capitol because I think it's the motherlode of all things that signify North Carolina, right here in the heart of Raleigh. The Capitol stands for the capital city. It's wonderful. And I remember one time asking my old boss, Senator Ervin, I said, "Senator, you served in the legislature back in the 20s, and you were obviously in the state capitol building where the legislature met. Had you ever heard of the place being haunted?" He said, "Oh yes, definitely so." He said, "As we say up in the mountains, it was haunted." And he said, we used to all hear these strange noises. He said everybody just took it for granted that the Capitol was haunted. We could hear footsteps at nighttime. We heard people rolling barrels of whiskey down the steps. And I said, "Well, that's funny." Because I said, "Senator, I had some experiences there too." These were after I became Secretary of State. In 1988, when I was elected Attorney General, I had an office in the Capitol. It was on the second floor and it faced Hillsborough Street, and I understood that one time Daniel Webster gave a speech from that balcony out there, and so I love that. And so maybe it might be a confession to say that a couple times that I gave some speeches out there. There wasn't much of an audience there, some pigeons and a couple inebriated vagrants, but the speeches were very good. The applause was great, and believe you me, that place is haunted. I recall one night, I was there by myself. Mr. Jackson, the aged security guard, had left his post at 11 o'clock. And I was up in my office, and I was working on something. And all of a sudden, there came through the door this beautiful chamber music sound. And I don't want to sound like I'm very musically erudite, but I knew what it was. It was a Vivaldi string quartet. And I thought, okay, who's trying to pull a joke? Because we were always joking about the Capitol being haunted. So I get up from my desk, I go back into the House chamber, silence. Because I knew it was emanating from the Capitol side, the House side of the Capitol. So I go back and I sit down at my desk again. Well, all of a sudden here comes this beautiful chamber music seeming to come under the door, because I closed the door. I was a little bit frightened. I closed the door, went back to work, it started again. So up again I go, and I said, okay, who is playing a joke on me? I searched the place high and low. I went to both chambers. I went downstairs, I went upstairs, and the music finally subsided, and that was just the most dramatic thing I ever saw at the Capitol, or heard at the Capitol. I've heard bumps, I've heard groans, I've heard things that seemed like they were rolling things down the stairs. Outside of my office, the steps were broken, and the story was told that the office I occupied was the place where they dispensed the rum. You had these big barrels, and they rolled barrels down those steps and broke them off in rolling those barrels down through there, or taking them up to have the whiskey for the legislators. It's a marvelous Capitol. It is the most unaltered Capitol in America. It doesn't have all these silly additions to it. I think about the only thing different from 1884, or 1840, excuse me, is that they have bathrooms and an elevator and lights. Fascinating place. Don't tell me, though, that there are no ghosts there, because they are there, and I think it just sort of typifies Raleigh's great diversity. It's the standard upon which everybody thinks of our capital, and I'm so happy I was a part of it.